Hi everyone, welcome back to TS Talks. Hope you're doing good, keeping safe. Now in this one, I'm just talking about Boris obviously did his press conference on Saturday evening, which, ironically he was running late for. Probably couldn't make his mind up on what it was he wanted to say or what it was he was going to be told to say. But, he announced that, come Thursday, England's going into a month-long lockdown. He stated that within this lockdown, that all non-essential shops, restaurants and gyms are to shut down. Now it's a bit odd now that this lockdown's coming in. I'm sure it was about 2-3 weeks ago, Keir Starmer was calling for this circuit break lockdown, along with the people that deal with the science. They were suggesting it and Boris went against it, and only a couple of weeks later he's now implementing the same thing. For me, looking at it, it looks like the plan is to lock down the country until, I know it says the 2nd of December, get people out spending money again to somewhat boost the economy for Christmas, and then probably go back into a lockdown come the new year. In this announcement, it was mentioned that nursery schools, colleges and universities can stay open. But again, all of these will depend on, if someone was to develop symptoms, then people that's, attached to that person or close to that person in terms of a studying environment will probably have to go and self-isolate. So it wouldn't surprise me if during the month of November that, you find that some schools, nurseries, colleges or even universities then shut down. It just wouldn't surprise me. It's mentioned that, after the 2nd of December, that regions will go back into the previous tier system, the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. But who knows, I remember actually seeing yesterday on the news that there's actually no guarantee that we're going to come out of the lockdown on the 2nd of December. So it's all good saying we're going to lock down the country. I don't think there's a set plan of how you come out of a lockdown yet, but only time will tell, really. Given my overall opinion on this, like I mentioned, it was something that was suggested a few weeks back, and they were saying, "Oh, is Boris going against the science because he's choosing not to do it?" I remember that's when that Chris Whitty guy and someone else was doing a press conference and showing their what the worst case scenario would be. And I just think, if you're going to do something, do it. Like, do it 2-3 weeks ago, or just don't do it at all. The only concern I have with all of this, it means that, everything that's changed prior to the first lockdown, so, things like your 2 meter social distancing, you're wearing face masks on, public transport, in shops, in, enclosed areas, that means that none of these measures has worked realistically. So to some people it would be that, was it that we was just okay because of the summer? I know that during the summertime it's it's harder for viruses to spread, so could it just be that it's a thing of the time of year, where the weather's been changing recently, it's been getting colder, it's more like that flu type season anyway, so it's easier for you to potentially develop symptoms. I'm not an expert on this, I'm just giving my overall opinion. Adding to this, it also means a lot of businesses are being forced to close again, causing a lack of business. Yes, there's things like the furlough scheme, which has been extended, which is a good thing. But for some people, going to their place of work is beneficial for them, for their mental health. And being at home doing nothing, can make people start doing picking up negative hobbies and just doing negative things. Even things like gyms are so good for like your mental health. Like, even me, like, I was willing to start going gym and stuff, and I'm not just saying that to be like those memes, but I'm glad I'm doing like my running thing, and I'm gonna keep progress on. I've forgot to do a couple 1-2 recordings, but I've got you. But yeah, man, for me, I just think shutting down everything and all this sadly doing is causing a lot of people to eventually lose their jobs, you know, jobs which they use to pay their bills, whether that's their rent, whether that's their mortgage. Especially people, imagine you got a mortgage to pay off and stuff, you know, potentially people are going to end up losing their houses. You know, it's sadly, 2020, and I have to say 2021 already is going to be, some of the toughest years for some people living. And it's a shame to say, but, whilst things like, the unemployment numbers rise during this, pandemic, you've got numbers like domestic violence and suicides rising. So, it's quite unfortunate. In my personal opinion, I'm not the one running the country. I don't want the responsibilities of running the country. But for me, I feel that if each time we're locking down, it's affecting the economy, then potentially you need people to still begin to work. You just need to keep things open. And I understand it's meant to be saying, to protect the hospitals and stuff, but something's got to be done that you can balance both. You can't just keep plunging the whole country into a recession. So it's a tough one. It's something that will obviously, to have a full-on discussion on it, will take more than myself going on about it for about 5-6 minutes or so. But yeah, man, I'll be grateful to have your thoughts on it. And if you haven't already done so, make sure you go hit that subscribe button now, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.